This review for Spider-Man Far From Home will be completely spoiler-free, so if you have not yet seen the film, you're safe watching this video, and when you do get a chance to see the movie, please be sure to watch my spoiler review, which will be up later today. So, a lot of people were expecting me to just go in and blindly hate this film due to the fact that I had a lot of issues with Spider-Man Homecoming. In fact, I really don't like Spider-Man Homecoming, if I'm being honest. I don't feel like it understands the character of Peter Parker. I feel like the writing for Michael Keaton is very one-dimensional, even though he gave a really good performance. And I didn't like a lot of the creative liberties taken, especially with Michelle Jones, and even the ensemble cast I thought was just kind of weak, like Flash Thompson and Ned, in comparison to some of the past, supporting characters in Spider-Man films. And on top of that, John Watts, the director, has said a lot of things that really seem to undermine Peter Parker's emotional baggage, and he seems to not always understand the character completely. And while Spider-Man Far From Home is not a perfect Spider-Man movie, in fact, I wouldn't even say it's the best Spider-Man movie, it is definitely a big step up from Homecoming, and it's honestly a really enjoyable film. It's, again, not perfect. It doesn't completely fix everything that Homecoming did wrong, but it is a much better movie. Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio is great. If you're a fan of Mysterio, especially the Spider-Man 2 game and, spectacular Spider-Man TV show iterations of the character, you are going to love what they do with the character here. They seem to take a lot of inspiration from both of those versions of the character, and I was really impressed. There was a Mysterio sequence in here that I won't give away, but a sequence with Mysterio that had everyone in the theater gasp. It was amazing. And honestly, I don't think they could have done the character better. There was a little bit of missed potential, I think, in future. But as for right now, for this film, if I'm talking about Far From Home, Mysterio is done perfectly. And I'll talk more about him in the spoiler review. The other character I'll talk more about in the spoiler review is Michelle Jones, because I actually didn't mind Zendaya in this film. I thought that she was better here than she was in Homecoming. With that said, she didn't have a real character, I don't feel like. I don't feel like she is a solid character. She switches traits around a lot and seems to just become different characters whenever the director needs her to, whenever she needs to be the supportive character she is, when she needs to be the weird character she is, when she needs to be the dark character she is. It's just weird, and it flip-flops a lot, and I don't feel like she's consistent. Ned I liked more here, as well as Betty Brant, and Flash Thompson I thought had a better role here as well. So again, a lot of improvement here. And the reliance on the other MCU films here is less significant than it was in Homecoming to a degree. I mean, the story here is influenced by Endgame. Again, I'm not going to get into spoilers there. You should have seen Endgame by now, but I'll be curious just in case. So this one is very influenced by Endgame. With that said, it does a fairly good job of standing on its own, which is something that I think every good Spider-Man film should be able to do. You look at the best ones, Spider-Man 2, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 1, even The Amazing Spider-Man to some degree. They can stand on their own. You don't need to see like 5 other movies for it to make sense, which, again, was an issue I had with Homecoming. Vulture was basically just an Iron Man villain. The other thing about Far From Home that I thought was much better than Homecoming was the action sequences. The fight scenes here were actually really entertaining and fun to watch, and the stakes were higher as well. I had a really good time with this movie, and again, it wasn't perfect. I'll talk more about my issues in the spoiler review, because a lot of them are pretty spoiler heavy. Well, technically spoiler heavy, and I will say, if you're expecting some major plot twist stuff or any big emotional sequences or something like that, don't. Okay, it's not Spider-Man 2 level of good character development or storytelling, but it is decent. I really did enjoy this film. I'm gonna give it a 7.2 out of 10. And I'd like to hear what you guys thought. If you have had the opportunity to see the movie, leave your score in the comments below. And honestly, I'm just happy that this was such a good step in the right direction. And again, be sure to check out my spoiler review once you see the film. And anyways, thanks you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.